Hi, this is just a quick response to Panzermeister36's review of the Dragon Stug. As I pointed out to him, I've built this, kind of. This was about the second model I did 2 years ago when I first got back into modeling. And that's as far as I've gotten. It's not anything beyond paint. It was probably the first thing I did with an airbrush, and we'll come back to this in a minute. Just so you know, I also did the Panzer IV version, which died. That's a complete write-off. This one I tried putting together before I had an airbrush, so that's enamel paint that was brush painted on there, which is bad enough. Don't know what I was thinking with green. A very similar kit, but it's got a few better things. On the fenders, we'll start with that. They actually have the lower forks built in. I'll find something better to point with. They're actually molded on along there. You don't have to add them yourself. The problem with that is it also had a couple of the typical Dragon nubs on there, and working from below I didn't realize that some are meant to stay and some are meant to be chopped off, and I just took the clippers to the entire thing, thinking that they were excess molding. So I gave up on that one. Did save the parts though. Now back to this one. This was actually done for the Stug IV, and I'll show you better on another one. The ones for the Stug IV, I don't know if we'll get the lighting right, have the mounting points etched. You can kind of get them there. You can kind of see it. The Stug IV Zimmerit has the, yeah, you can kind of see it now. There's the three outlines of the edges where the brackets are supposed to mount up. And this kit doesn't have that. They're all just plain. I'm not going to go digging through the box and shift everything around, but that's the top piece, and there's no mounting points indicated. What I actually did was I tried cutting these out and then cutting out the actual mounting bracket as a template, putting these down over top of the Zimmerit plate and trying to glue into there, or glue the bracket down into there with super glue and everything else. It didn't work well, and I was kind of happy with myself when I remembered or compared it to the ones from the Stug IV and realized they would work with the etched mounting points on there. Which brings us to the other point. The Stug III, where'd it go? You have to add those lower brackets on, the F33's. I can see it, but you guys can't. These ones. The instructions are not incredibly clear on where they're supposed to go, and there's no mounting points indicated on the bottom of the fenders. You can't see it now because the tracks are in the way, but trust me, there's nothing in there that gives you an indication of where you're actually precisely supposed to put those. So what I was suggesting is you build up to, and it's the same with this, the rail. The mounting points, there's one or two indicated on the back, if I remember, back there. I think there's a little bit of a divot there, but at the front not so much. So this thing, assume this is probably not going to go in the precisely right spot. They do have an indication at the bottom. You can't see it now. Yeah, you can. From here as to where those, we'll call them cross members, go. So you are told how to mount these two together, but not where to place these. So if you can get these at 90 degrees to the rail, precisely 90 degrees, presumably you'll be okay. But what I was suggesting is do your best with this, do your best with these, then I'm not sure which one it goes on, but put that on and use that as a guide to determine where to put in that lower fork. Because again, they give you an overhead view where they could have given you a better indication of where to put those forks, and they don't. That's all you get from them. Same thing for the other side. Too much playing those F-33 parts. So I probably could resurrect this one, but I'm just kind of fed up with it. I like it where it is just now. At some point I'll get around to doing the detail painting and everything else, and weathering it. I may use it as an experiment. I do like this model. The other problem too is the photo etch rails here at the back. The instructions are not very helpful with regard to that. Can't find them here, but it's the same issue. There's a little bit of marks in some spots, or clear spots where the Zimmerit's missing, that indicate where something should go, but they don't help with the angles. These longitudinal rails, or whatever you want to call them, that run the length, have that bent or pre-bent for you, but it doesn't help with the angles on the other ones. There's no real indication. I nearly gave up on putting this on, and it's not great looking to my eye, but it's on there, so it's staying. And the other problem I had with this kit, I may have used the wrong part, but I doubt it, is the remote MG. More precisely, the mounting of it. I don't know if you can see this, but there is a large difference between the two. So you could make it fit, but it would take a fair bit of glue, and you're going to have to hold it there until it goes into a position you like, until it sets. And I may have missed a part there, but I doubt it. As you can see, the base is the one piece, and nothing gets added in, no extra rings in that hole, nothing gets added to that. It's just a bad selection of parts on their part, on Dragon's part, but it's got some play in there, which you could probably fill in with some filler and everything else, but I didn't use that at the time, didn't have it. So it is what it is. It's sort of on the shelf of doom. One day, if I'm very, very bored and have nothing else to build, I may get back on this one. But as it is, this is what it is for now. Well, the Zimmerit is beautiful on this. Absolutely beautiful. You're not getting it in this light. Sorry. Other than those few issues, most of this went together quite easily. Very un-Dragon-like. So it's a good kit. Just examine, my suggestion is examine everything you're doing before you do it, and consider the next step. It's also quite dusty. Anyway, as they say, forewarned is forearmed. Good luck with your build. If you can figure out some solutions, let me know, because I may buy this kit again and give it another try, or at least put it in the stash for a rainy day. I do like it. I think part of it might have been how new I was with it, but some of it you can see for yourself. It's just big mistakes on their part, or big omissions in their part. Anyway, enjoy your kit. Have fun with it. Take care. Bye.